There's a lot of choices when it comes to what's going to emotionally fulfill you. And I feel like you have the ability right now to choose any of these cups. And that can cause some anxiousness, really. Okay. And so when you're aligned to this energy, though, of the harmonious, loving partnerships, this choice I feel like is going to be pretty clear. Hi Leos, welcome to Modern Maven Tarot. Whenever this tarot reading shows up on your timeline, this message is for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Quick thing that popped up related to Saturn. Very important too if you do have Saturn and Sagittarius, but just in general, we need to think about our Saturn placement, our blocks, our fears, our limitations, and how they are preventing us from pursuing what we are passionate about. A big message while I was clearing the cards was related to not only your Saturn lesson, but seeing that Saturn lesson related to the transformational energy that Pluto and Aquarius is bringing in, not just for the collective, for all of us personally as well. There's something here that's being asked to transform, and it's related to repeating patterns, relationships. These patterns too, they can be thought patterns, they can be patterns in how the careers that we attract, the relationships we attract. It can be related to our health, both mentally and physically. So do take that how it resonates, but there's something here like this puzzle piece that is connecting your Saturn placement and your Saturn lessons with the Pluto and Aquarius transformation, and something that is just blocking or preventing a shakeup, if you will. But it takes a new perspective. So when it comes to really pondering, what are the relationships or the situations that I attract? Releasing that takes a change in perspective. So take that how it resonates in your own personal life, but that was a very strong, important message that did come up right off the bat. So we'll see what the tarot has to say about that. Oh, wow, interesting. Okay, so this is clearly, it could be related to your relationships, but this is a pretty important message. And there is, like the tarot is saying, you have to walk away from a certain way of thinking. You have to walk away from this thought process that pops up with a certain repeating situation or relationship in your life. Like the way that you're seeing it, you have to see the other side of the coin to move on away from it, all right? And so whatever that is, take it how it resonates. But that is what's going to unlock something really profound in your life, is by just seeing the other side. And it's, again, you don't have to agree with the other side of the coin to see the other side of the coin. You just have to accept and this empathy, you know, like understanding, judgment actually. So I recently did a Pisces interesting, okay, all right, I'll get to that in a second, but I just recently did a Pisces new moon reading, and the biggest message for the collective, it was a collective reading, and actually, Leos, your energy was very prominent in that reading, so please do check it out. I'll link it at the end of this video. But the big message was judgment, and how we all have to release judgment. And not only that judgment that we see in others, because in actuality, that judgment comes from us judging ourselves at the core of it. And so the more we can release the judgment of other people, their decisions, their choices, their beliefs, like all of these things, like we can then get to the root of this liberation that we are called upon for all of us, right? To liberate ourselves and answer the wake-up call from within. And that guilt, shame, and fear that is deeply embedded in our collective, the power that the shadow Capricorn paradigm, like that power energy of control, is all rooted in the ability to control people through guilt, shame, and fear. All right. And so see how anything related to judgment that you have of others, instead of like seeing the actions, like where does this come from? And again, you don't have to condone or side with a side to see and understand it. Okay. This is an example I have. It's like, this is going to go way off topic here, but serial killers. Okay. So I remember Jeffrey Dahmer case when I was a kid, and I mean, horrific things that that person did, right? But the first thing that popped in my head hearing about this, and I grew up in Wisconsin, so it was very, prominent everywhere you turned here, was the first image that came in my head hearing about, like looking at his picture, like his mugshot from prison, was that like instantly seeing the child. That like, this person was a child at some point. And so again, it's just this curiosity within me of like what the road that people take to get to where they are. Okay. And so at the stem of it, it's like, just understanding doesn't have to mean that you side in a particular way. So that's just a big message, that apparently a really important message for you, Leo. So take that however it resonates. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what the tarot has to say about that. But I'm telling you, this new perspective, this new conscious awareness of our thoughts, our thought patterns of judgment, guilt, shame, and fear, liberation from this Capricorn paradigm. Interesting too, seeing the two of coins there, because that is progress, a steady progress, but it's Capricorn energy too, but it's the luck in the Capricorn energy. So again, even the Capricorn paradigm has its light attributes. We're seeing the shadow aspect. We've always had the shadow aspect, but the more of us that are noticing our personal shadow work, the more we're seeing the collective shadow and the control it has over all of us. Okay, so let's see what we got for Leos. Also, Leos, don't forget to hit that like button, comment if it resonates in a certain way, and subscribe to Modern Maven Tarot. Interesting. Yeah, that transformation, I'm telling you, Leo, is that transformation of Pluto and Aquarius. See what sign was Pluto, what house Pluto's in for you. It could very well be in a house related to finances and career. So please take a look, because again, that link between your Saturn placement and this transformation with Pluto is going to be pretty profound. Wow. Yes. Okay. Interesting seeing this too, because this was the overall for that Pisces new moon reading. But very specific to... also specific to this patient energy. Fire signs, you need to have that, that calm patience, but you need to balance it as well. So let's just get into this, because this is all very interesting and very related to what we were talking about. Energy from last week coming into this week is the Two of Cups. This is also ruled by Venus in Cancer. And so there is this partnership that is offering you the insights you need when it comes to this change in perspective that we're being asked when it comes to this Saturn placement. So just an example too for me, and this is a lesson that's been coming up a lot. My Saturn is in Scorpio, and one of the big messages, blocks, fears, limitations when it comes to Scorpio is, Saturn in Scorpio, is that you automatically think the worst first. So like and I shouldn't even say first, but like you get this, like with my Pisces energy, this optimistic dreamer, but that Saturn in Scorpio comes in and just the worst possible scenario comes in. And then it's really hard with my Gemini placements of my rising and moon not to, analyze, overanalyze, analysis paralysis, whatever that fear that pops up from that Saturn in Scorpio. Okay, so that's that kind of stuff. But then when you identify it, and you can say it pops up, and then it's like, okay, instead of giving the power too much to that, knowing the difference between instinct and this Saturn placement, like that, there's a lesson there. And when it comes to this transformation, so something here though, when it comes to relationships, that's allowing you a sense of liberation. And I'm loving seeing this, because that was the biggest theme of that Pisces new moon reading that I did, was letting go of something that's holding us back, okay? And seeing this energy of the Hanging Man ruled by Neptune, and Neptune is ruled by Pisces. It's new perspective. It's letting go. It's rethinking your identity, all right? And this is what I love. If there's a mask here, and I feel like it's too related to some sort of connection to your finances. Remember, money is neutral. Money has the power that we give it. And so there is something here to your finances, to your Saturn placement, to Pluto in Aquarius, that is letting you shed some identity that you had that is liberating. And I'm so excited for you. Now, seeing Temperance next week is also interesting because Temperance is ruled by fire. It's ruled by Sagittarius. And we saw Saturn in Sagittarius earlier, that 10 of Wands, needing to change your perspective. So when it comes to this balance, the most important aspect of Temperance to me is when the Delphic oracles were asked the secret of life, they were told, know thyself and nothing in excess. And Temperance is all about balance. And so for me, a big part of this letting go is getting to the know thyself, that fire, that flame within you. All right. And so please take a look at all the things related to guilt, shame, or fear that are holding you back from bringing your life into balance by letting go of the shadow aspect of ego. Okay, Leos? Very powerful. All right, let's get this Two of Cups clarified. Why is the Two of Cups here for Leos? Interesting. Seven of Cups. All right. Scorpio energy. It's funny that I was talking about Scorpio. Both of these are ruled by Venus, so very fascinating. Both ruled by Venus and both obviously ruled by water because they're cups. So this is a very specific thing. This could be your thoughts, but it'll become more clear in a little bit. There's a lot of choices when it comes to what's going to emotionally fulfill you. And I feel like you have the ability right now to choose any of these cups. And that can cause some anxiousness, really. Okay? And so when you're aligned to this energy, though, of the harmonious, loving partnerships, this choice, I feel like, is going to be pretty clear. So remember, make the decisions that are aligned with what you really want. Do not limit yourself to what you believe is possible right now. Remember, Pisces energy is all about dreaming. That new moon in Pisces was related to living out your dreams. So even if you're on a certain path right now, if it's not aligned to where you want to be, it's time to make the choices that are aligned to who you are underneath that mask, okay? So let's clarify the Hanging Man. Why is the Hanging Man here for Leos? It's interesting. Oh, this is amazing. It's interesting how these are popping out like this in the middle like that. Mars and Pisces also. All right, Queen of Coins. This is generous. This is abundant. This is enjoying what you have. So like I said, I don't think this is in relation to your finances being blocked, but how to share your wealth, really. So this is also a productive energy. So a reminder, the Queen of Coins is asking you to remember that the light comes from within. All right? Do not limit yourself. You're really being asked not to limit yourself to what you think is possible and to not fear whatever decisions you're making. Rethinking your identity. It's interesting because when you let go of your hold on this energy of this, financial, like holding on to it, is when you're actually unlocking more of this abundance. It's like, it's the difference between, the hoarding energy of that shadow Capricorn paradigm versus the generosity. Like you think, if you follow that shadow Capricorn, like giving those finances away is going to deplete. But when you actually do it from the vibration of that generosity and that kindness, that warm Leo fire, you're actually going to attract more of it. It's like reciprocal is really what I'm getting. Okay. Let's clarify Temperance. Why is Temperance here? Ooh, interesting. Don't know. Oh, okay. Well, no, I guess we do need all of these because there's... So if you see, there's 2 and 2, all right? Temperance, balancing the passion and the emotion. All right, so let's see what we got here. These are meant to be read as choices, I get. Oh, perfect. Okay. All right, so big message here for you, Leos. The first, when it comes to Temperance, because we're going back to this coin. Look at this. All right, so there is this energy of something with the root of your shadow. And again, the letting go of that, that need to hold on to it. It's from the root of your shadow. It's from some sort of poverty consciousness, this fear of something, and it's deep rooted, keeping you up at night, fear, like fearing the unknown. But what if I do choose that cup that is what I've always wanted, but it's not aligned with where I'm at? I could lose everything I have. Like, that's really a strong message here. There's something you want to do that you're fearful of doing because you think it's not aligned with this supposed identity that you have, okay? But you can't fear the unknown. It's such an important message. And again, look at Pisces energy, your emotions, so much connected to your moon energy. Check out where your moon is. That Cancer energy popping up again. So some relationship you have with a Cancer. And some sort of heartache related to this, okay? This is, again, it goes beyond any surface identity or relationship that you have, and it goes to the core of who you are. It could be related to 3 people, but this hurt, this deep, we need to transmute it, we need to transform it, and you do that with the energy of Pisces. But the biggest part here, I think, is this Faith card related to this Temperance, because the most important part of this, it's ruled by a Taurus, it's earth grounded energy, is you have to put your beliefs into practice. So like I said, there's some limiting belief, some limiting fear related to how people perceive you and who you are. That is this choice that's being made. Okay, so let's get an empowering question that's going to help Leos embrace who they are. What empowering question is going to empower Leos to embrace who they are? Because there's just something here that, again, if it's related to Saturn, if it's related to guilt, shame, fear, fear of embarrassment, fear of shame, it's everything that we're all being encouraged to shed right now, Leos, okay? So what empowering question is going to help Leos rethink their identity and step into this Queen of Coins energy? That's what is so so empowering. Rethinking your identity and letting go of this identity you see yourself as is getting you into the power of the Queen of Coins. To me, this is really what you want, isn't it, Leos? Okay, good gracious. What is my life like when it is in balance? What is my life like when it is in balance? So that's a great question, because you're going to so go back into your life when your life felt most in balance, when you felt most in harmony, and see the dynamics, not only of your external world, but your internal world, okay? What is my life like when it's in balance? Balance is the key to this. Look at 2, Temperance. Oh, that's the key. All right. Let's get an archetypal card and then we'll close this out. Again, thank you so much for joining me. These archetype cards, this can be you or somebody else's energy in your life. We all play characters in each other's life. The most important part, though, is for you to be the hero of your own journey, Leos. So what archetypal energy is affecting Leos? Sabotage. All right. And look at who's at the bottom, the Queen. Who you're meant to be. Okay, this is not a gender specific reading, so take that as whatever energy, but divine feminine energy is being brought back into this paradigm. And so we want to welcome divine feminine energy regardless of how you gender identify. All right, Saboteur, light attributes, highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. Shadow attribute, induces self-destructive behavior or a desire to undermine others. All right, we want to see the light. Identify the fear you have of self-empowerment. The changes it brings to your life when you identify the fear of self-empowerment and what true self-empowerment means to you, Leos. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Again, please don't forget to hit that like button, comment, share with anybody else you think this reading might resonate with. And as always, Leos, shine your inner light. You've got this.